Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're setting off on what I think is going to be a really eye-opening journey deep into the heart of Brazil.
Hmm.
You know how we love taking your amazing research notes and really kind of digging in. Well, that's exactly what we're doing today. We're transforming your insights into, well, an immersive experience across two pretty fascinating states.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Your notes, they paint such a vivid picture. Two wildly different corners of Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Each just brimming with its own unique character. Our mission really is to uncover those surprising facts, the, rich cultural nuances, historical moments, and traditions that make Amapá and Rio Grande do Norte so incredibly special. It really highlights the sheer vibrant diversity within this amazing country.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how these two regions, I mean, they're both undeniably Brazilian, but they present such a distinct tapestry of culture and, well, daily life. This deep dive will really let you understand how things like geography, history, the different populations, like, they aren't just details, they're like powerful forces shaping these unique identities.
Couldn't agree more. So to kick things off, let's head way up north, right to the equator, actually,
Mhm.
the state of Amapá. Its capital, Macapá, it immediately stands out. It's the only state capital in Brazil not connected to others by road. That geographical isolation alone, it tells you something, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And that isolation is kind of amplified by its, well, extraordinary location. Macapá is literally cut in half by the equator. You can actually stand at the Marco Zero do Ecuador monument, one foot in the northern hemisphere, the other in the south.
Whoa.
And it's not just a quirky fact, right? It's so central to their identity that their local motto proudly says, Daqui do meio do mundo. From here, the middle of the world.
That's a truly powerful image. And maybe it's that isolation, that feeling of being, at the middle of the world that fostered such a vibrant and resilient culture. Your notes highlight this rich blend, indigenous, African, Portuguese heritage.
Hmm.
Spiritual life seems incredibly vibrant, often tied to Afro-Brazilian religions like Umbanda and Candomblé.
Exactly. And for those who might not know, these are syncretic Afro-Brazilian religions, deeply woven into the spiritual fabric of many communities. They blend African traditions with elements of Catholicism. But what's crucial here, I think, is how traditional dances like Marabaixo and Batuque are way more than just performances. They're described as acts of cultural resistance.
Acts of resistance.
Yeah, imagine. In times of oppression, these dances became this quiet yet powerful way to preserve identity, memory, like a living defiance in every step, every beat. You usually see them during Holy Week and the festivities of the Divine Holy Spirit.
And that enduring spirit, these acts of cultural resistance,
Yeah.
it makes perfect sense when you look at Amapá's history, which is fascinating and often pretty turbulent.
Mm.
It was once territory fiercely disputed by France and Portugal, even part of the conflict between French Guiana and Brazil. Your notes mention the Contestado Territory Dispute, 1895 to 1900,
Uh-huh.
which Brazil finally secured thanks to a Swiss arbitrator's ruling. It only officially became a federal territory in 1943 and then a state in 1988. Quite recent, really.
Well, yeah, and if you connect this to the bigger picture, that whole contentious history meant Amapá kind of forged its identity later than other states. It gives the state this unique sense of independence, maybe, and a fierce pride in its, relatively new statehood.
Yeah.
Really shapes its modern identity.
And that identity definitely shines through in the music. Figures like Zizinho Barbosa, Patricia Bastos, they're key. I was really intrigued by Patricia Bastos' album Zulusa. It apparently blends Amapá's musical roots with jazz and soul. That sounds like a really powerful fusion.
It truly is. The dominant genres there include carimbo, lundu, marabaixo, and also regional samba styles. And the instruments often include things like the cajon, the banjo, traditional drums. It all contributes to this distinct Amazonian and Afro-Brazilian sound, feels both ancient and incredibly modern at the same time.
Okay, so we've touched on the sounds.
Mhm.
Impossible not to talk about the flavors now. Amapá's cuisine sounds like a truly unique experience, heavily influenced by its Amazonian and Afro-Brazilian roots. Think popular dishes like tacacá. It's a kind of soupy dish with jambu.
Hmm.
That's that herb that makes your mouth tingle a bit, right?
Yeah, slightly numbing. It also has shrimp and tucupi.
Tucupi. Remind us what that is.
Right, so tucupi, for anyone wondering, it's this vibrant yellow broth, kind of pungent. It's extracted from wild manioc root, but then it's fermented and boiled for days, actually, to remove the toxicity.
Days. Wow.
Yeah, it creates this really unique flavor profile. And then there's pato no tucupi duck, stewed in that same delicious, earthy broth. But what truly challenges common perceptions, and I found this genuinely surprising, is acai na tigela.
Oh, yeah. Acai bowls. Everyone knows those.
Well, hold on. Unlike the sweet granola top versions you find like everywhere else,
Wow.
in Amapá, it's frequently savory and traditionally eaten with fish.
Wait, savory acai with fish. Seriously, that completely flips the script.
It absolutely does. It just shows how regional traditions can totally transform a food we think we know. Other notable dishes, manisoba. That's made from manioc leaves, cooked for days to remove toxins. Incredible culinary patience involved there.
Wow.
And peixe no leite de castana fish, cooked in rich Brazil nut milk.
Delicious.
Yes.
Fascinating. And, of course, these flavors are so deeply tied to Amapá's incredible natural environment. Being in the Amazon biome, I mean, it's home to amazing natural wonders, incredible wildlife. We're talking jaguars, howler monkeys, those amazing pink river dolphins, sloths, toucans, even majestic harpy eagles.
And the ecosystems are incredibly diverse, too. You've got vast mangroves, floodplain forests. It's a rich environment. You'll find natural growth like medicinal plants and Daroba, Copaiba, Jambu, plus Brazil nuts and acai growing wild. And Tumacumaque National Park, located right there, it's one of the world's largest tropical forest reserves, a truly vital place for the planet.
The people of Amapá sound as diverse as the nature. A beautiful mix, indigenous, African, European, Caboclo peoples. Pop culture there proudly celebrates Afro-Amapans identity. And get this, in a town called Mazagan Velho, they host these unique historical reenactments of the Christian-Moorish Wars.
That's right.
Apparently, it reflects the town's origin founded by Portuguese settlers who came from North Africa, carrying a piece of that history literally across continents. That's wild.
It is, and what's fascinating is how these deep historical roots show up in contemporary culture, even in how people speak. The local Portuguese is also quite distinct. It's an Amazonian dialect, generally has a slower rhythm, softened consonants. You'll hear slang like égua. It's an expression of surprise or emphasis.
Égua, yeah.
Yeah, and mana, or mano, for a close friend, like sister or brother. And bicho, which is versatile, can mean dude, thing, or even animal, depending on the context. And it's all tied together by that proud motto, Povo Forte do Amapá, the strong people of Amapá.
All right, that was an incredible deep dive into the equatorial Amazon. Just fantastic. Now let's journey south and east. From the middle of the world to the sunny northeastern coast, we're diving into Rio Grande do Norte, a state that immediately introduces itself with its regional motto, Terra do Sol e do Sal, the land of sun and salt.
That motto, yeah, it perfectly captures its essence. Like Amapá, its culture is a rich blend. Indigenous, Portuguese, African influences, but with this strong regional pride that's distinctly northeastern. You'll find vibrant festas juninas, the June festivals, a deep tradition of cordel literature, those small, colorful pamphlets with woodcut illustrations and verses.
Oh, right, the folk poetry booklet.
Exactly, Brazil's very own street literature, kinda. And there's a lively dance style called saqueço. It's associated with the cangaceiros, Brazil's legendary bandits. The rhythmic, almost stomping movements reflected their defiance. This whole Sertanaho identity, tied to the dry backlands, the Sertão, it profoundly shapes their storytelling, their visual arts, everything really.
And the history of its capital, Natal, is just as compelling. Founded way back in 1599 as a fortress against French invasions. So it played a pivotal role in defense right from the start. The Dutch even occupied the region in the 17th century. That led the Portuguese to build the Fortaleza dos Reis Magos, the Fortress of the Three Kings, for coastal protection.
Yeah, and what's truly remarkable, I think, is Natal's crucial role during World War II. This is a really interesting piece of history. It hosted a major U.S. airbase known as the Trampoline of Victory, Trampoline de Vitoria.
Trampoline of Victory. Why that name?
Because of its strategic location, it was a vital launching point for Allied forces flying across the Atlantic to Africa and Europe. This direct involvement, had a profound impact on the city, brought in new cultures, technologies, left a lasting mark on its identity.
Wow. Beyond the history, Rio Grande do Norte is just a hub of vibrant traditions.
Yeah.
The Festa de Santana in Caico, for instance, it's a UNESCO-recognized traditional festival, a whole week-long celebration, apparently bursting with music, faith, incredible food.
Yeah, it's huge. And if you want to party, Carnatal is famous.
Yeah.
It's one of Brazil's largest off-season carnivals, uniquely timed in December.
Off-season carnival, right.
It's just this massive street party, blending trio electrico music with street dancing.
And a trio electrico is?
Oh, right. For anyone picturing it, it's basically a massive truck. equipped with giant sound systems, stages on top. It carries musicians and just amplifies the party as it cruises through the streets. It's intense. And of course, Foro festivals absolutely dominate June across the state. You'll see everyone in plaid shirts, straw hats, dancing late into the night. This region is really considered a birthplace of Foro, specifically the Foro Pedicera style that's characterized by the zabumba drum, the accordion, and the triangle, that classic sound.
Ah, that trio. Yeah.
Right. Other genres like bayam, jote coco, repente, even frevo, they also thrive there.
Yeah.
And the influence of that cordel music, the poetic duels, it really reflects the state's deep storytelling tradition.
Okay, gotta talk about the food. Given its coastal location, no surprise it's rich in seafood. Succulent shrimp, crab, various fish stews, moquecas.
Definitely. But move inland a bit and you find beloved dishes like carne de sol, that's sun-dried beef, often served with macassera, a type of cassava, or pirão, which is a manioc gravy. Really hearty.
That sounds delicious.
You'll also find baion de doigt everywhere. It's a hearty rice and beans dish cooked together with herbs, sometimes cheese or meat is added. A real staple of the Northeast. And if you're looking for popular street food in Natal, you absolutely have to try ginga com tapioca.
Ginga com tapioca. What's that?
It's these tiny fried fish ginga served inside a crispy, warm tapioca pancake. It's a true local favorite, perfectly encapsulates the region's flavors. Simple, but so good.
Okay, adding that to the list. The natural beauty and landmarks sound stunning too. Natal itself boasts iconic sites, like the historic Fortaleza dos Reis Magos, that impressive Ponte Newton Navarro Bridge, and the famous Morro do Careca, that huge dune, right?
Exactly, the Bald Dune, very iconic. And beyond the capital, Tipa Beach is just stunning, known for its dramatic cliffs and frequent dolphin sightings right from the shore.
Dolphins, nice.
Yeah. And the Genepabu Dunes are famous for those exhilarating dune buggy rides. You can even take camel rides there, believe it or not.
Camel rides. In Brazil.
Yep. A bit unexpected, but yeah. The state's ecosystem is diverse too. Sea turtles nest along the coast, and dolphins and manatees are often seen in the warm waters.
And the people. The people of Rio Grande do Norte. They have that strong northeastern identity, known for resilience, great storytelling, often a kind of wicked sense of humor.
Absolutely. And you see it in the local visual arts, expressive clay sculptures, intricate embroidery, and those distinctive cordel woodcut prints that illustrate the folk poetry we mentioned.
Right, the prints.
You'll also encounter retentistas. These are improvised poets. They engage in these competitive rhyming duels. It's amazing to watch. And there's the vaquejada culture, this distinct rodeo tradition. It involves two cowboys on horseback working together to guide a bull by its tail. It showcases incredible horsemanship. But what really stands out, I think, is their warm hospitality and the poetic rhythms in their speech.
Oh, the accent.
Yeah, the distinct northeastern Portuguese accent. It's marked by this melodic intonation, really expressive slang. You'll hear accente all the time for surprise or disbelief.
Accent.
And arretado, which can mean awesome, tough, or fierce, depending on context. And cabra da peste. That's for a really brave or spirited person.
Cabra da peste. Love it.
And a playful way to say, I don't know you here, is num sei não, view. It's got this musicality to it.
So, okay, we've journeyed through these two incredible but very different states. What does it all mean when we put Amapá and Rio Grande do Norte side by side? How do they contrast? Where's the common ground?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, you really see how Brazil's sheer vastness creates such incredible regional identities. It's just huge. You go from the Amazonian heart of Amapá, right?
Yeah.
With its unique equatorial spot and that surprising savory açaí.
Still thinking about that fish aside.
Right, to the vibrant northeastern coast of Rio Grande do Norte, with its dynamic four rhythms and that key WWII history. Both embody that rich blend. Indigenous, African, Portuguese influences. It's the bedrock. Yet they express them so distinctly in their food, their music, traditions, even the slang we talked about. Understanding these regional differences, I think it truly enriches your overall appreciation of Brazil. It moves you beyond stereotypes, toward a more nuanced understanding.
What an incredible journey through Amapá and Rio Grande do Norte. Seriously, we've uncovered such richness directly from your notes. It highlights the sheer diversity that makes Brazil just so captivating. It's really a testament to how much there is to discover when you kind of zoom in on specific places, right?
Absolutely. And this raises an important question, I think. How many other layers of understanding can we unlock when we really dedicate ourselves to truly exploring a topic or a place in depth? Focusing on these particular details like we did today, it can paint a broader, more nuanced picture of a culture or a whole country than any kind of surface-level overview ever could.
So as you reflect on these journeys through the middle of the world in Amapá and the land of sun and salt in the Rio Grande do Norte, maybe consider how many more hidden gems might be waiting out there, still waiting to be discovered, shaping the multifaceted identity of a nation like Brazil. What other unexpected cultural connections, what other surprising stories might be found when you truly deep dive into a place?